Steve Byrne here in studio, here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're going to do a segment called What the Hell's Going On Around Here? Has nothing to do with you.
Well, I was going to say that too because I wrote a book.
Yes.
That you took credit for. I shadow wrote this book.
Yes,
so
you did.
What the hell is going on
You
here?
are correct, sir.
Yeah. Total Access, a journey to the center of the NFL universe. I pretty much wrote this whole thing. I mean, we could go to any page, and it's like, that's my story.
Well, here's the good news, Steve, is there's zero royalties from that. So you're not losing a single dime from me stealing that. There's absolutely no royalties. This is from, there's the Lombardi right there. What the hell's going on around here? There you go, Mike. Mike, you're supposed to play the sound. What happened there? Oh, whatever. At any rate, I don't know if you saw this play between the Bills and the Jets. Did you see this? With the Jets trying a little trickeration with Percy Harvin. And he steps out of the end zone trying to fake throwing it to T.J. Graham, who went down, right? This is they sort of having him play dead in the end zone. It was one of the things that Rex Ryan took credit for. He took the blame for, as Percy Harvin came out of the end zone before not throwing it. And this was the last play of Lamar Houston's season. Celebrated a sack, down 25, 3 minutes to go, and he tore up his knee. Did you hear about that? Or you were getting ready you were probably getting ready for your Steelers play, Steve.
I was actually all day on a plane from Connecticut to the West Coast, so I missed everything.
That's a long day.
And as soon as I landed, I went to a pumpkin patch fair with my 2-year-old daughter, so I didn't get to do anything fun. But those were amazing. I also love the two gentlemen, the Jets in the backfield, holding hands, because it almost looked like they were like, should we sing our song?
Well,
and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to do football.
I think they're holding on for dear life now. Basically, at 1-7. That's what
it's a sinking ship.
They were huddling up. They were hugging one another. Steve Byrne is right here in studio. We're going to chat with him in a moment. We are back here on the Rich Eisen program. Pleased to be joined by the inspiration for Sullivan and Son that just wrapped up season number 3 on TBS. You can also enjoy his comedy special, Steve Byrne Champion, streaming now on Netflix. The aforementioned Steve Byrne. That's it.
I'm back.
There you are.
I pulled a Jets play.
Oh, nice.
Steve, what's going on? Where is he?
What the hell is going on around here is what I was wondering.
Yes. By the way, everybody in front of the camera looks amazing. Like you all just got back from Supercuts. Behind the camera, what alternative band are these guys in?
There actually is.
Or what beer commercial did we just film? Look at these guys.
This is to taunt me, as the host, a follically challenged individual. Where these people have hair on top of their heads, matched only by their beards and their mustaches.
That's the one right there. That's the one. If I'm casting Deadliest Catch.
There he's going right.
He's scooping tuna out of a boat. This one.
Yeah.
This one is a high-end alcohol commercial right here. I don't know what his name is.
Where's Sean White? Where is he? Is he in studio today? We got Sean White in studio today? Yeah, I don't know if you. There he is.
Oh God.
There he goes. There's Sean White / Carrot Top.
I know it's legal now in California, so you got to be happy. Is your pet lizard okay? Right now, just wondering. This guy, that's the one you want to party with.
Oh my God, it's amazing we put on a show here every day. That's what you're saying. Well, it's good to see you here.
Thank you very much.
Now, you were saying just moments ago that you were flying all day yesterday.
I was flying all day. And as soon as I landed, I did a gig in Connecticut. I flew all day. I got
One
back
of the casinos there? What'd you do? Foxwoods?
Foxwoods Casino.
Okay, there are.
And then landed, and I got a little girl now, and so we had to take her to the pumpkin thing or whatever.
Of course.
A pumpkin race that went 2 feet and angled right and didn't make it down the hill. And it was a hill, a steep hill. But
right.
By the way, now that I've had a baby, and I know you're a father.
Of 3.
Of 3?
Yes, sir.
Wowie.
Yes.
So I got 1.
Okay.
I'm working on number 2, but I will say this. Now that I've had a baby, if anybody ever comes up to me and says, last night I slept like a baby, I think we as fathers get to smack that person in the ear as hard as possible.
Right.
Because anybody that says that does not or has never had a kid.
Well, that's the famous line that John McCain said after losing to Obama.
Yeah.
He told Jay Leno that yes, he slept like a baby last night. He woke up crying every hour.
Crying?
Yeah. Basically, like that's what he did.
And you crap your pants.
Well, I don't know if he mentioned that. He might have. I don't know.
At that age.
But I'm with you too. And the question is though, is before you went to the pumpkin patch, did you check on what the Steelers were doing against the Colts? Did you see what Roethlisberger
Well, my
was
text
up to?
messages started going up because I was, being from Pittsburgh, being a Steelers. You're forced to be a Steelers fan, even if you're. I'm a big hockey guy, so
you're a Penguin guy.
Hockey has always been my thing. I'm a big Penguin guy, but I went to Monday Night Football with Billy Gardell, who did the towel the Towel Wave pregame with Seth Meyers,
Right.
and it's so funny. They have footage of it online, and Seth Meyers is twirling the towel,
Yes.
having a great time, and he's looking like, oh, this is an honor. It's a treat to be here.
Yeah.
This is exciting. He's looking around Heinz Field, and Gardell is screaming like he's got 50 grand on the game, and he's only got 30 grand in the bank.
There you go.
There we are, yeah, there we are.
You guys are.
This is before Billy looked like he was going to lose a firstborn on this game. It was crazy.
And there you go, and there you are in your Brett Kiesel 99 right there.
Yeah, what
I
an
like
impressive beard. That
Yeah.
is. He would fit in well with a
He would fit in well with our
mic
crew.
or something here.
Yeah, and Myers he's a huge Steelers guy.
Seth Meyers is great, and
Big
a
Pittsburgh
handsome
guy.
man in person.
Yeah?
By the way, likewise.
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate
You're a
that.
very handsome man, and you're dressed like you just shot, like you're
Like what? Did I shoot somebody or what?
No, you're dressed like you're getting ready to shoot the cover of an acoustic album.
Oh, really?
Yes, like I could picture you by a brook with a banjo or a guitar, whatever instrument of your choice.
So would this be like a 70s album or like what? Or no?
That's the interesting thing. People would say, it's so retro, it feels 70s, but
it's really not.
it's 2014.
Well, you know what? I'm usually more plugged in, Steve.
Well, I got to say this. Your
Yes.
talent is timeless.
God bless you.
You're welcome.
You don't really mean that, do you?
Of course I do.
God bless you,
You wrote a book. I never wrote a book.
Well, you've got a special, a comedy special, and your show Sullivan and Son features Dan Lauria,
Yes.
who's on this program, who played Vince Lombardi.
He played Vince Lombardi on Broadway.
Yes, he did.
And Vince Vaughn is a huge football
He's
fan.
the executive producer of your
He's the
program.
executive producer of our show, and he actually was in New York City, and he went to see Lombardi on Broadway, and came back, and we were just starting to cast the show, Sullivan and Son, and he said, I think I know who would be great as your father, and he said Dan Lauria, and I was like, from the Wonder Years? Are you kidding? Do you think he'd even do it? And Dan came in, the minute, he's like one of those guys where he's like a 50s kind of guy. Like he's strong, like you shake his hand, it smells like Aqua Velva and Old Spice. Like, the only way I can describe Dan is, you know that footage of that black and white footage of a cannon getting shot into that, like, beefcake 50s
That's
body?
him.
Like, that's Dan. Like, to this day, I wouldn't mess with him. He's a great dude. But he came in, we were all like, oh, my God, that's our dad. And he left, and we offered it to him before he got to his car in the parking lot.
And
he
he's
said
on the
yes.
program. And also on the program, Brian Doyle Murray, who wrote, essentially, one of the greatest sports movies of all time, Caddyshack.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Cutting Edge.
No, no.
That too, yes.
He wrote that too, sure.
Yeah.
But he's of the famed Murray family, and he's an all-timer too. You got some great people on this program.
Well, he and Roy Wood Jr. are the biggest Cubs fans. So basically, it's a support group on set during the summer for each other. But they,
you got the Pirates, you got the Cubs, and you got Lauria. I got you, and Val Aislinn, who plays your love
She's the
interest
best.
in the program, who is a friend of this program too, because I know her and her husband. Great people. They're
gorgeous,
awesome.
talented, and you know, maybe it's the relationship I have with them. Maybe it's just that I keep my fingers on the pulse of the streets here in the city of Angels.
Right.
But I heard that your profession is sports, and I also know that you run a fantasy football team,
This is the
league, I should
Fishmonger
say,
League.
not
This
just
is the-
a
this is the-
league.
This is the Fishmonger
Oh,
League.
this is
Yeah.
the Fishmonger.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
heard-
What has Matt fed you?
I heard it's not going so well this season. Is that correct?
Well, hold on a minute.
I think we're almost 500.
we are at 500, 3-3-1.
Okay.
And I'm down 49 points tonight with a chance. A Dumb and Dumber type chance.
I heard you're due to be 3 and 4.
I'm due to be, yes. I'm due. So he's armed you with this information
He's
to come in
armed
here.
me with some information, yes.
Yeah, we know the same person. His love interest on Sullivan and Son, her actual
husband.
Not like there's any awkwardness on the set.
No,
You're mad.
no.
Okay,
Because
that's good.
you think that it possibly could be, but he couldn't be a nicer guy.
He's a sweetheart.
He was naked in Starship Troopers.
That is true.
Okay.
This is all true. And now the odd thing is, though, is he's feeding you information to come on this show on live television.
Yes.
And cut me off at the fantasy football knees. Not such a nice guy now.
Well,
not such
not
a nice
to
guy,
you.
Steve Byrne.
Not to you.
I would disagree with him being such a nice guy.
Rich, Daddy Rich and Daddy Steve aren't fighting in front of the kids today. Okay? This is supposed to be a nice day. And he told me also that
oh no.
that your favorite band, if you could combine two of your favorite bands, it would be Huey Lewis and the Blowfish. Is that true? Is that
Now you're making stuff up. Now you're flat out making stuff up. This is not true, Chris's. This is not true.
All right.
Although, hey, listen, Huey
I'm
Lewis.
sorry. I confused it. It's Hootie in the News.
That's true. Hootie in the News.
Yes.
Who is the News, by the way?
You know,
what
the
I mean?
news
From back in the
the
day.
news
Who is the
is when I was a young boy. That's where I actually got my news. It was from the news,
Huey Lewis, not CNN, right?
not CNN.
Right.
Huey Lewis in the News, and there was always that one guy with the. He had the cool shades on. He was the bass player, and he always had the cigarette hanging out. And you know that he probably and playing bass, it's a hierarchy. Lead singer Huey Lewis he's clocking all the ass, right?
Yeah.
Then it's the short guy with the guitar, and you think bass comes third, but I bet the drummer got more tail than the bass player, because the bass player, I think, tried to portray a dirty, kind of Fonzarelli image, but it didn't work, because he looked like a woodshop teacher that was trying to be cool.
But you know it's hip to be square, though.
It certainly is.
At least back then it was. That was the news. That was the news that I got from that band. It was hip.
If this is it, by the way, that was like the first crush I had, was the chick in the video.
Who was
she
that?
had a one-piece white bathing suit, and I remember I like girls.
Wasn't she famous? She wasn't famous, huh?
You're thinking Tawny
If
Katane
this is it?
from the...
No, that's Whitesnake.
Yeah.
Right? That's Whitesnake on the hood of the car.
Here's the guy that parties.
That's
Now he comes out. I got it.
yeah, that's the Whitesnake in me
That's
coming
when we
out.
undo the second button.
Yes, that's when we undo the second button. We're finally getting this to the whole hierarchy here. It was Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott were backup vocals on that. If this is it, you know
Are you making that up?
No,
or is
I'm
that true?
No, that's true.
That's true.
That's true?
This is all true. See,
If this is true,
That's true.
how do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yeah.
Because Chris Law just told me in
Where
my
did you
right
find
ear.
that?
Where'd you
Yes.
find that? Is that online?
Yeah, that's on the official Huey Lewis website. No, they sang backup in Hip to Be Square, actually.
Oh, Hip to Be Square.
Of all songs, those two would sing? By the way, I love your voice.
Oh.
Your voice is the voice I have when my wife asks me, where were you last night? It always goes up an octave, but you naturally have that. Where was I last night? Where was I last night?
Earlier, while you were on your way here, we had Matt Jones of Mom and also Breaking Bad. He played Badger from Breaking Bad. They sound exactly alike.
They sound alike, and they kind of look alike, although Matt looks like a version of him if he just didn't care, if he threw in the towel. Like, Matt looks like...
Then what? We think he's thrown in the towel.
No,
so what is that
got it
version?
together.
My
You
wife
should
thinks
hang
I've
out with
thrown
us
in
on the
the-
weekend.
yeah,
He
my-
looks
doesn't
like,
care.
I got to tell you got an assistant manager of a Men's Warehouse. All that I need to hear when I leave is, you are going to love the way you look tonight. But Matt looks like a version of you if he got divorced and she took everything. Just the hair grows out.
Yeah.
He's got a few
Or
roach
long
clips in his Toyota Corolla. But
Fantastic.
got it together there. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
he is all together.
That quickly
Yeah.
turned on me there. I should have just stayed out of the
Yeah,
whole
just be quiet.
conversation.
See, you shouldn't go. That's what you get for going on the official Huey Lewis website.
Yeah, let's
Chiming in.
jot that one down.
Steve Byrne Champion, streaming now on Netflix. Where was this? Where'd you shoot that?
I shot that in New York City. I started my career in New York City, so the first 7 years of my life as a comic I spent in New York City, and it was funny that when I taped this, actually, my good friend Colin Jost, who's now the Weekend Update desk guy, he was a head writer on SNL for a while, but he opened for me for like 4 years on the road, and this is just before he was announced as Update anchor. So I said, would you mind opening the show? He came out, and they introduced him as the new anchor of Weekend Update. And the place went crazy. And then he went up and killed, of course. And then I was like, oh boy, I hope this goes well. That
Yeah,
might have been a
right.
mistake.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
but thank God it went well. But he's the best.
And where'd you shoot that in New York?
I shot that in New York City at I don't know.
Oh, I didn't mean
we
to
found
throw
it
you.
on Craigslist, the theater.
It was available.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
It was either that or the basement of an Olive Garden after a bat mitzvah. So it worked out.
You know, Ronnie Lott and Joe Montana played there once. Did
they really?
Yeah, a bat mitzvah or underneath an Olive Garden. You got that off the official Olive Garden website. Steve Byrne, Sullivan and Son just completed season 3 on TBS. Go to Netflix right now. Steve Byrne, Champion, and Chris Law is going to love the way he looks. That's where you just figured that out. Thank you for coming on this.
Thank you
program.
so much, Rich.
You bet.
Appreciate
Steve
it.
Byrne.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.